Some houses carry more than just history. They carry fear, darkness, and things that go bump in the night. Today, we're going to tell you about a house so haunted, it left everyone who stepped inside terrified. This is the true story of Rose Hill Manor and the horrors that lie within its walls. Rose Hill Manor sits on the outskirts of a small town in Pennsylvania. Built in the late 1800s by the wealthy Williamson family, it was once a grand estate filled with laughter and life. But that all changed after a string of tragic deaths within the family. Some said the house was cursed. Others believed something more sinister had taken hold of it. After the last Williamson passed away under mysterious circumstances, the house was left abandoned for years, its once beautiful walls now decaying, with only rumors of hauntings left to remind people of its past. No one dared to live in the house after that. Those who spent any time there reported strange occurrences, lights turning on and off, doors slamming, and worst of all, ghostly apparitions of the Williamson family seen wandering the halls. In July 2020, two friends, Eric and Jay, decided to visit the infamous Rose Hill Manor after hearing local stories. They were paranormal enthusiasts, always chasing the next haunted location, but nothing had prepared them for what was about to happen. It was a hot summer evening when Eric and Jay pulled up to Rose Hill Manor. The house loomed in front of them like a shadow from another time, its windows dark, broken, and lifeless. They came armed with cameras, voice recorders, and flashlights, ready to document whatever paranormal activity they could find. "I don't like the feel of this place," Jay muttered as they walked up the cracked stone path leading to the front door. Eric laughed nervously. "That's the whole point, right? Let's see if it lives up to the stories." The door creaked as they pushed it open, revealing a dust-covered interior, with old furniture draped in white sheets and cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. The air was thick, almost suffocating, and an eerie silence filled the space. "Let's split up," Eric suggested. "You take the upstairs, I'll check the basement." Jay made his way upstairs, every step echoing through the empty halls. As he reached the top of the staircase, he felt a sudden chill, despite the heat outside. He shone his flashlight down the hallway, and that's when he saw it. Something moved at the end of the corridor. He froze, focusing the beam of light on the figure, but nothing was there. It vanished as quickly as it appeared. Jay's heart raced as he entered one of the bedrooms. The room was cold, unnaturally so, and the air felt heavy. He turned on his voice recorder and asked, "Is anyone here with me?" At first, there was nothing. Then, a faint whisper came through the recorder, too quiet to make out. Suddenly, the door behind him slammed shut with a deafening bang. Jay jumped and tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. Panic set in as he banged on the door, shouting for Eric. Meanwhile, Eric was exploring the basement. It was darker down there, the air musty and oppressive. He scanned the room with his flashlight, noticing old tools and broken furniture scattered about. He felt uneasy but kept moving forward. As he approached the far wall, his flashlight flickered and then went out completely, leaving him in total darkness. He fumbled for his phone to use as a light, but before he could turn it on, he heard footsteps behind him. "Jay? Is that you?" Eric called out, but no one answered. The footsteps grew louder, faster, until they were right behind him. Eric spun around, but there was no one there. Just as he turned back, something grabbed him. Cold, icy hands wrapped around his wrist, pulling him toward the far wall. Eric yanked his arm free, stumbling backward and running for the stairs. He could feel something chasing him, breathing down his neck. But when he looked back, nothing was there. He ran up the stairs and found Jay banging on the locked bedroom door. "Help!" Jay shouted. Eric rushed over and yanked the door open. "We need to get out of here," he gasped. As they hurried downstairs, a loud crash echoed from the front hall. The chandelier hanging from the ceiling swayed violently as if someone had pushed it. The temperature in the room dropped, and a thick mist began to form at the base of the stairs. Suddenly, the mist took shape. A dark figure slowly emerged, its eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. The figure stood at the bottom of the stairs, blocking their way out. Its face was pale, lifeless, and it wore the old-fashioned clothes of the long-dead Williamson family. Jay took a step back, his voice trembling. "It's them." The figure raised its hand, pointing toward them. The air grew heavy, pressing down on them. Eric and Jay felt like they couldn't move, frozen in place by some unseen force. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure vanished, and the air returned to normal. The two friends bolted out the front door, jumped into their car, and sped away, the dark shape of Rose Hill Manor fading into the distance behind them. Eric and Jay never spoke about what happened that night. They left their footage and recordings behind, too terrified to ever look at them again. But they knew what they had seen, and they knew that Rose Hill Manor was more than just an old house. It was a prison for something dark and malevolent. The house still stands today, but few dare to go near it. Those who do claim to hear whispers coming from the windows and see figures moving behind the curtains. The spirits of the Williamson family are trapped for eternity, waiting for their next victims. Thank you for watching this episode from Velours of the Past. If you enjoyed this journey into mystery and intrigue, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when our next tale from the past goes live.